Deep beneath the Golden Gate of Istanbul, local folklore says a king is sleeping in stone. He is waiting for an angel to wake him, hand him a sword, and command him to drive the Turks from the city. The man immortalized in that myth is Constantine XI. On May 29, 1453, his death marked the definitive end of the Roman Empire, severing a continuous line of rulers that stretched back 1,480 years to Augustus Caesar. Yet the exact details of how the last Roman emperor died are unknown. When the Ottoman army breached the walls of Constantinople, Constantine vanished into the chaos. Not a single member of his entourage survived to record his final moments. Without a body or a credible eyewitness, history replaced the man with a symbol. Today, he is widely depicted as a flawless martyr, striking a heroic pose that captured the tragic nobility of a dying empire. Because his corpse was never recovered, the physical reality of his death was erased. That void allowed later generations to build a pristine legend, conveniently burying the fact that the real Constantine was a deeply controversial, politically flawed ruler, whose own people often despised his compromises. To understand his impossible hand, we look at the map. This highlights the Roman Empire at its peak, spanning the entire Mediterranean basin. By 1449, that vast territory had evaporated. The empire was reduced to the city limits of Constantinople, completely swallowed by Ottoman territory. Inside the walls, the population had plummeted from 1 million residents to barely 50,000 people, living among rural farmland and abandoned palaces. He ruled a ghost town. Constantine was an emperor in title alone, inheriting a geopolitical trap where survival, let alone conquest, was practically impossible. Before taking the throne, Constantine was a highly effective field general. Operating out of the Peloponnese in southern Greece, he spent his early career successfully recapturing territory from rival states and rebuilding ancient defensive walls to protect his province. But military skill did not translate to political capital. When he assumed the throne in 1449, the political climate in the capital was so volatile that he bypassed a formal coronation ceremony entirely, fearing the public spectacle would incite deadly riots. The anger directed at him stemmed from his pragmatism. Desperate for soldiers to defend the crumbling walls, Constantine forced a wildly unpopular religious union between the Orthodox and Catholic churches. He was willing to submit his church to the Pope, but only to secure Western military reinforcements. He was a soldier trying to solve a military math problem with diplomacy. Instead of rallying his people, he found himself playing a desperate political game against citizens who preferred the risk of an Ottoman siege to the spiritual compromise their emperor demanded. That siege became a certainty with the rise of the new Ottoman Sultan, Mehmet II. Mehmet was young, highly ambitious, and obsessed with claiming Constantinople as his own capital. Facing this mounting threat, Constantine made a catastrophic miscalculation. The Byzantines held Mehmet's cousin, Prince Orhan, as a hostage in the city. Constantine sent envoys threatening to release Orhan to spark an Ottoman civil war, unless Mehmed paid a massive ransom. The blackmail attempt backfired instantly. Enraged by the provocation, Mehmed severed all diplomatic ties and ordered the immediate construction of a massive stone fortress on the Bosphorus Strait, physically choking off Constantinople's vital maritime supply lines. To ensure the city's destruction, Mehmed financed the creation of experimental artillery. He brought in massive bronze cannons, some capable of firing stone balls weighing hundreds of pounds, specifically engineered to shatter the city's legendary defenses. Before the final assault, the Sultan delivered one last ultimatum. He offered Constantine the chance to surrender the city peacefully and retire to a comfortable life in exile, or stay and face total annihilation. Constantine responded that the city was not his to give away. He refused to abandon the capital, choosing certain death alongside his subjects over the safety of exile. That single decision shifted his historical arc from a failing politician to a doomed defender. By the spring of 1453, the Ottoman bombardment was unrelenting. Day and night, the cannons hammered the Theodosian walls, the ancient, multi-layered stone fortifications that had protected the capital for a millennium. The defenders held the line for weeks, But the breaking point arrived when their most capable frontline commander, the Genoese mercenary Giovanni Giustiniani, was mortally wounded. As his bodyguards carried him away, the Allied troops panicked, and the defense began to fracture. The actual physical breach of the city was painfully anticlimactic. A small band of Ottoman soldiers discovered a minor pedestrian gate called the Kerkaporta that had been accidentally left unlocked the night before. They slipped inside the walls and raised their flag. Seeing his lines collapse and the enemy pouring through, Constantine made his final move. He stripped off his purple cloak and all imperial regalia, drew his sword, and charged directly into the thickest part of the melee. By intentionally discarding the visual markers of his office, he ensured he would not be taken alive as a high-value prisoner. He chose to die anonymously in the mud, suffering the exact same fate as the militia he led. The aftermath of the breach was a blur of absolute chaos. Contemporary accounts wildly contradict each other. Some claim the emperor was trampled by his own retreating men, while Ottoman records state he was decapitated by a marine who didn't even realize who he was fighting. Despite extensive searches of the battlefield, Constantine's body was never definitively identified. That lack of physical closure created a permanent void in the historical record. His disappearance mirrored the sudden, absolute end of the Roman state. Within hours, the city's ancient identity shifted, with Islamic prayers echoing through the Hagia Sophia for the first time. Constantine XI was a pragmatic, deeply flawed man trapped in a geopolitical vice. But by choosing certain death over a coward's exile, his sacrifice washed away his controversies and birthed a legend of absolute defiance that outlived the Roman Empire itself.